Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Aquatic Ballpark. We are in round 16 of the New South Wales Women's League second grade competition. And it's your men, the Eagles, taking on the visiting Macarthur Orioles. A very muggy afternoon here today, the 12th of February. The conditions settle down for this game and the rain does stay away. There is a little bit on the radar. So hopefully it behaves itself this evening. Indiana Brown on the mound for the Eagles, getting things underway. She's facing Thea King, lead off for the Macarthur Orioles. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. First at bat here of the afternoon. We'll bring you the lineups at the end of this top of the first. And join me very soon will be Andrew Logue in commentary, as Thea King goes down on strikes to start out this one. First out here in the top of the first. Manly with the win last weekend. Defeating Greenway 14-3. Unfortunately, it was an 11-10 loss the last time the Eagles were here at Aquatic. Bit of a miscommunication between the coaches, not having the right score when it mattered at the end. So hopefully they sort that out in tonight's game if it comes down to it late in the piece here at Aquatic. Batting second is Jay Newman. She'll get the ball to start this one when the Macarthur Orioles come to the field in the bottom of the inning. She's ahead 2 balls and no strikes. And swings and misses that pitch for strike 1, 2-1. That pitch swung on and missed for strike 2, just getting away from Lenny Ward, the man of the Eagles catcher this afternoon. Two and 2 now. Sorry, 2 and 1. That makes it 3 and 1. Indiana Brown just missing on the inside. Pitch pulled foul and out of play for strike 2. Filling the count up now. And pitch again, ripped foul from Jay Newman. Count will remain at 3 and 2. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. And again, Jay Newman fouling that one off. Making Indiana Brown work hard for this first out. And it is hit down the third base line, so she had 3 cracks at it, successful on the 4th crack. And she will be in with the double. Knew where she wanted to go. Missed on the first couple of occasions, but was able to drive it in. And Macarthur will have a runner at second base with one out here, and we'll bring up the shortstop, Kira King. The King sisters in the lineup for the Macarthur Orioles side tonight. And pitches in there for strike one. Steve Green behind the plate tonight for the Eagles. Riding solo, no field umpire tonight. Pitch down and away for ball one ball and one strike. A little bit higher for ball two. Punches that one to the right side. Get away from Kiara Gale for a moment. She won't be able to recover. No, she does. And it's going to be an out at first base. Kira King retired at first. Kiara Gale just a little bit of a struggle to get that ball in, but gets it over the first base in time and records a second out here in the top of the first inning. So that'll bring up Madison Mumford, a Manly local, playing with Macarthur. Ball's hit into right field, surrendered to Gale with a long run into foul territory, but it escapes her reach and falls for strike one. On one for Maddie Mumford. Punches that one high into centre field, but only as far as Hayley Gledhill out there, and it will be a very nice 0 on the scoreboard for the Manly Eagles. So after the top of the first, it is Manly 0, Macarthur 0. And we'll have the Manly side come up at the bottom of. We'll bring you both of the lineups. We'll start with the home team, the Manly Eagles. Indiana Brown on the mound. She'll be tasked with pitching at the start of this one. Olivia Baker is at second base. Serena Gale is at first base. Millie Atkinson is in left field. Lenny Ward's doing the catching. Hannah Vaughan's at third base. Kiara Gales at shortstop, and Hayley Gledhill is in centre field. Looks like there's been a bit of a late change there from the lineup we're given at the start of the night. We'll confirm that. It looks like Kiara Gale and Olivia Baker may have swapped spots. And then the Macarthur side, Thea King leading things off. She's at first. Jane Newman's doing the pitching. Kira King at shortstop. Madison Mumford at second base. Renee Bly doing the catching. Tanea Clark is in left field. Caitlin Wilkin at third base. Rhea Mason at centre field. And Paige Bates in right field for the visitors. Lineups brought to you by Raelius Group and Seventh Day Brewery, official craft brewery of the Manly Eagles baseball. So Indiana Brown leading things off for the Eagles here in the bottom of the first inning. Manly posting a big 0 to start things off tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Manly pitcher. Pitch getting inside for ball 2. And down in the dirt for ball 3. So Indiana Brown working himself into a good hitting count. Jay Newman just struggling to find the strike zone early tonight. And that's in there for strike 2 on the swing. A little bit inside for Brown. Not able to pull the trigger on it. So it does fill up the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's that one high into left field. But straight at the left fielder. Not over the head. So see Indiana just in there with a single. And Manly with their first runner on base here in the bottom of the first. And I'll bring up the second base, Olivia Baker. Brown takes off, steals second base in their standing. Pitch was a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to Olivia Baker. Ripped into the training area for foul strike 1. For a foul ball, I meant to say, for strike 1. And that one's pulled down the line, but foul. Runs the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Can you just grab my iPad, which is just sitting on the table?
Yes.
And that's just missing down and in for ball 2. So even in the count at 2 and 2. And pitch will miss and will fill the count up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that's going to be in there for strike 3. So Olivia Baker will go down on strikes. Looking at that pitch. That's going to be the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. We'll bring up Serena DeGale. Pitch down and in the dirt. Ball 1 to Serena de Gale. Closed out the game for the Eagles last week against Greenway. Pitch 2 1/3 innings. Pitch also getting in for ball 2.
Set it to, what's his name, Jalen? Is that his name? Oh, nice. Yeah. Sam chucked one way inside. I said to him, I was like, that's a pretty nice pitch.
So 2-0 to Serena de Gale. Indiana Brown standing at second. Pulls that one. Foul and out of play. Brown not taking the opportunity to move up to third just yet, biding her time up there on second base. Manly playing with only the 8 tonight. A couple of injuries and another player having moved away for university, leaving a bit of a gap in the lineup. No pitches in there for strike 2. So 2-2 now to Serena de Gale. A pitch inside for ball 3. So again, count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
18 till July. So 16. More than 7. She definitely can't.
So the 3-2 to Serena de Gale. Lifts it high into left field. Big run for the left fielder. Tanea Clark unable to get to it. Indiana Brown will move up to third base and nothing more. Serena de Gale in there with the single.
Especially because I have my last one, so I'll be able to just get there myself. Rather than having to
Enjoy this trip in Macarthur Canterbury.
Well, I drove from Middleborough last Saturday.
He's going to bring up Millie Atkinson. She's going to hit with runners on the corners. Serena de Gale taking off on the first move. Atkinson just swinging and missing at that first one. No balls on 1 strike to the Manly outfielder. Starting in left field tonight. No pitch missing inside for ball 1, so 1 ball and 1 strike for Millie Atkinson. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Manly threatening with runners on second and third. Looking to score the first runs of this ball game and get themselves ahead early. Pulls that one foul and out of play. Ball and 2 strikes now for Atkinson. That one off the end of the bat is foul. Counter remain at 1 and 2. Pitch too high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Manly girls sporting their pink socks in support of the Women's League Pink Round, which was last week, but Manly were on the road supporting the Save Second Base Foundation. Full count now for Millie Atkinson, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another full count at bat for Jaya Newman. So running her pitch count up very high. That's going to be lifted into left field. Another hard job there out there. But Tanea Clark makes the catch this time. Indiana Brown not tagging up. So opportunity missed there for the Eagles to get on the scoreboard. It's now going to be runners at second and third with 2 out. And that's going to bring up the Manly catcher, Lenny Ward. Tanea Clark getting underneath that one and able to make the catch. That pitch on the outside corner, 4 strike 1. No balls and 1 strike for Lenny Ward. Swings and misses that one in the dirt. So 0-2 now. And he threatened to score, but Jay Newman doing enough to keep Manly off the scoreboard. That pitch is going to miss inside for ball 1, so good patience at the plate by Lenny Ward. So able to lay off that pitch. Give her another chance to see something else that she might like. Drive in these runs for the Eagles and give the home side an early 2-0 lead. Every run has proven very crucial in the home games that Manly have played here, having a draw and a 1-run loss. So really important that they capitalise on all the base runners they get to second and especially third base. 2-2 now for Lenny Ward. Punches that one over into left field, over the head of the shortstop. And Serena Gale screams around third base. And just like that, Lenny Ward has put the Eagles on the scoreboard to start it here tonight. So fell behind early, 0-2, but was able to stay in the count. And she punches one into left field, and that gives Manly a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Ward. Punches that one over into left field, over the head of the shortstop. And Serena Gale screams around third base. And just like that, Lenny Ward has put the Eagles on the scoreboard to start it here tonight. So fell behind early, 0-2, but was able to stay in the count. And she punches one into left field, and that gives Manly. So 1 ball, no strikes to Hannah Vaughan. First pitch getting away from Renee Bly, the Macarthur catcher, allowing Lenny Ward to move up to second. And pushes that one to the shortstop for Macarthur. Makes a good strong throw across the diamond. Gets the third out of the inning. Kira King doing the work. Over to his sister Thea King at first base. And that will end the first inning here at Aquatic Ballpark. It's your Manly Eagles 2, leading the Macarthur Orioles 0.
what was working, I guess, just for tonight.
Pitch to Brown is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Renee Belay leading things off for Macarthur here in the top of the second inning. And pitch getting behind, so 3-0. And back in there with the strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Pitch missing down for ball 4, so it is going to be a lead-off walk for Macarthur and Renee Bly. And I'll bring up Tanea Clark. Starting in left field tonight. It's in there for strike 1. Tanea Clark, 10 games, all of them as starts. Played in every single game so far for the Orioles. 7 for 23, hitting .304, 3 RBIs. Has 1 hit by pitch and 1 walk and has struck out 13 times. So 0-1 to Tanea Clark. Punches that ball into shallow right field. And Macarthur have kindly let Manly player to play out in right field. And Tanea Clark picks up her 8th hit of the season, driving that into right field for a single, moving Renee Bly up to second base. Helps that one up. Caitlin Wilkin. Caitlin Wallen, my correction. One strike to Wallen. Lifted high into left field. Run out there by Millie Atkinson. Can't make the catch ball. Bounces off a glove. But an easy throw into third base. Will get the out, but Hannah Vaughan can't handle it. And unfortunately, the runners will get the opportunity to move up and load the bases. Millie Atkinson just having the ball bounce in and out of a glove. Probably rushed her throw back in a little bit. Hannah Vaughan unable to take hold of it and get the force out of Renee Bly at third base. So Macarthur now with loaded bases, nobody out. And I'll bring up Raya Mason, playing in only her 3rd game of the season. A pitch from Indiana Brown is in behind. 1 hit in her 2 at-bats. In there for ball 2. Other runners take their lead. Down in the dirt, ball 3. Indiana Brown in the spotted trouble now. And the bulk of the work for the Manly Eagles this year, 17 and a third innings. That'll be ball 4, so it is a bases loaded walk. Still no outs here in the top of the second inning. And it is a walk to Ray Mason. And bring up Paige Bates, 9-hole hitter tonight. Pitch misses in for ball 1. Seventeen and third innings pitch, 26 hits, 38 runs, 29 of them earned, walked 20, struck out 25, and hit 3 batters before that one. That'll be number 4. And I'll drive in the tying run here in the top of the second. Indiana Brown just losing a bit of her control at the moment. As Macarthur turn the line up over back to Thea King. She's going to bat with loaded bases and nobody out. Thea King starting in all 10 matches, sporting a 250 batting average, 5 hits from 20 at bats. Indiana Brown starts the ball down in the dirt. 4 RBIs, has walked 11 times and only struck out twice, so really good patience at the plate. Has 8 stolen bases from 8 attempts. A pitch lifted into left field. Millie Atkinson lets it fall in front of her. She will have a play at third base. This time Hannah Vaughan makes the catch, gets it in a glove. And that will be the first out of the inning, but not before Thea King drives in another run. And Macarthur now lead this game 3-2. Good bit of hitting there by Thea King. It's Caitlin Wallen that was retired at third base. Jay Newman now the Macarthur pitcher. Swings and pulls that ball foul up the third base line. So ball and a strike now. Two balls and no strikes. 2 balls and 1 strike, sorry. I knew there was a strike in there. Down to Hannah Vaughan, but the ball bounces over the top of her. Steve Green points that ball's fair. Millie Atkinson can't pick it up cleanly the first time. It's going to allow both runners to move up an extra base. Another run in for Macarthur. It's Rhea Mason. Jane Newman will move up to second base on that misfield by Millie Atkinson in left field. Now it'll be Kira King. Still only 1 out here for the Manly side, and a little bit of trouble here early in the top of the second inning. Pitch getting out of zone there for ball 2, so 2-0. And the death for ball 3, and then I'll allow the King to come in and score. Now 5-2 for the Macarthur Orioles. It's a good start by the Eagles in the top of the first, posting a big 0. They've allowed Macarthur to get back into it here. Indiana Browns is losing her control here. A couple of walks and a couple of fielding errors by the Manly defence. Give Macarthur all the opportunity they need. And that's going to be in there for strike 1. Jay Newman not chancing her luck there from third base. Ball only just getting away from Lenny Ward to the edge of the dirt. And it'll be 3 balls and 1 strike to Kira King. Takes up for ball 4. And we'll have Michael O'Neill come out for a quick chat, so we'll take a break and we'll be back with the rest of the top of the segments. So Madison Mumford bat here for the Orioles, leading 5-2 here, 1 out. This is the top of the second. So as Kira King takes off and takes second base without a throw. Big swing and miss there. Strike 1 on ball and 1 ball and 2 strikes. One's getting away from Brown there a little bit. 2-2 now. On dirt, not far enough away for Jay Newman to score. So a nice little knockdown there by Lenny Ward behind the dish. 3-2. Swing and a miss by Madison Mumford. She goes down on strikes. Big out there for the Eagles. Mumford, the best hitter in the Orioles lineup, had 2 runners on base ready to score. And Indiana Brown is able to get it a swing and miss at strike 3 for the second out here in the top of the second. I'll bring up a catch of Renee Blight. She led off the inning. It's in there for strike 1. Just missing in the dirt for ball 1. Ducking out of the way of ball 2. 2-0. 2-1 rather. Two balls and a strike to Renee Blight. How's that one off back for strike 2? Making the count at 2-2. Big opportunity to get out of this inning now. Keep this Macarthur lead at 3. Renee Blight hitting .250 on her 9 games. 5 for 20, 3 RBIs, 7 walks and 4 strikeouts. A pitch up and out of the zone, so feels the count up, 3-2. Pulls that one, but foul and out of play. She'll see another pitch. Indiana Brown 1 strike away. Pitch misses for ball 4, so not able to get the third out, but it isn't any damage to the scoreline as first base was open. And it looks like Mike O'Neill is going to make a pitching change. No one warming up, so we don't know who it's going to be. Maybe Serena DeGale, maybe Millie Atkinson. 4-1, 1-4, so it looks like it's going to be Kiara DeGale. So there was a switch pre-game. Kiara DeGale was originally supposed to start at shortstop, but swapped over with Olivia Clark, so I wasn't seeing things. So Indiana Brown not able to get out of the second inning here has been really good for the majority of this year. They're struggling to find a zone here in the second inning. It'll be up to Kiara DeGale to get it stirred out. We'll take a quick break while Kiara warms up and we'll be back. Tanaka Clark step up to bat. Well done.
Oh, I know what I've done.
Very good.
Hang on.
Try that again. Tanaka Clark will step up the bat here. Kiara DeGale taking over from Indiana Brown. Macarthur batting with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Loaded bases. Tanaka Clark swings and misses that pitch. Strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Just a second at bat here in this top of the second inning. Pitch getting away, it'll go all the way to the fence. It will allow Jay and Newman to finally score from third base. So 6th run here for Macarthur. Just misses up high for ball 3. So 3-0. 3-1. And that'll be ball 4. She walks the first batter she sees, but the run already comes in on the wild pitch. Now we'll bring up the third base, Caitlin Wallen. Starts Wallen with a strike, so first pitch strike's very crucial, especially when you're trying to ward off loaded bases. Pitch misses up for ball 1. Another run here will end the inning. Upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Just missing the zone. Only 5 2/3 pitched by Kiara DeGale this season. Yeah, one fouled off out of play. So 2-2 now. Big pitch coming here for the Manly side. Gale hoping she can end it. Wallen hoping she can knock in the 7th run of the inning. Pitch will go to the back net and allow Kira King to score, and that will end this inning here in the bottom of the second. Macarthur floating 7 runs. So after 2 complete, after the top of the second, Macarthur 7, Manly 2. Garrett will lead things off here in the bottom of the second. 1 ball and 1 strike. Still down a 7-3 deficit here. Jane Newman back out on the mound for her second inning of work. Down and in, hitting her on the foot. So, and they'll get their lead off the board. Just what they would have wanted. So to bring up Hayley Gledhill for the Eagles. First pitch is down in the dirt for ball 1.
Whoa. Hey, Anna, look.
The Rangers coming across and ever so lightly. And straight in at us. Pitch in there for strike 1. This game is official as we have played 1 hour. Garrett swings, Garrett steals second base, and they Gledhill with the protection swing. 1 ball and 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Hayley Gledhill. Hayley hitting .348 on the season, 8 hits in 23 at bats through her 11 games played, 9 of them starts, 8 RBIs. 5 walks, 9 strikeouts. And will swing and miss at that one, backing out of the way, but still swinging. She's gone down on strikes for the first out here. Bottom of the second inning. Back to the top of the lineup now for Indiana Brown as the rain just gets a little bit heavier. Thankfully falling straight down and not quite onto the balcony where we're positioned here this evening. Swings and misses of that one. Strike 1. Pitch misses for ball 1. And ball 1 strike now for Indiana Brown. Leading the hitting for the Eagles, 9 for 18. Even 500 average, 16 runs scored, 1 double, 10 walks and 5 strikeouts. 2-to-1 walk strikeout ratio, 16 for 16 in stolen bases. As Garrett takes off and steals third base. Gets in there ahead of the throw from Renee Blight. Immediately with the run and scoring position.
Just checking out.
You can stand by and hold your boat for running, huh?
You might get a few more views if I talk.
3-1 now to Indiana Brown. And they're looking for plenty of base runners in this inning. Going to claw back his 7-2 deficit. And that will be ball 4 to the Manly lead off. So runs at the corners now. I wouldn't think Indiana Brown will be staying on second base for too long. We will have a visit on the mound. So we'll take a quick break and we'll come back. So the meeting on the mound done with. This rain is getting a little bit heavier again. And Steve Green is going to order the players off the field. So we're going to have a pause in this game while this rain comes down. He's getting just a little bit heavy. It still looks very light, but it's very condensed. So Macarthur's going to try and get the tarps on. I don't think we will see a lot more baseball tonight. We'll have a look at the radar and we'll wait and see what happens with this one. But it's 7-2 here in the bottom of the second inning, and we'll keep you updated with what happens here next. So we're back in action here in the bottom of the second inning. Olivia Baker, the batter, manning with runners on first and third. Kiara Gale at third. Indiana Brown at first. Lady Glenhill went down on strikes. And that is strike one into Olivia Baker. Or at least I believe it's strike one.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Indiana moving up to second base, and Olivia Baker driving that ball into left field. Will score Manly's third run of the night. Just out of reach of the third base, Caitlin Wallen. And bring up Serena de Gale. It's up there for ball one. Olivia Baker takes second base. So again, two runners in scoring position. Ball being thrown out. A bit wet. Fingers crossed this rain stays away for the next half an hour. We can get the rest of this game in. Manly needing to overcome the 7-2 deficit. Now 7-3. They would have been in the box seat for the win had the rain have hung around. Given this inning wasn't completed, it would have reverted back to the first inning score of 2-0 as we had finished 1 hour of play. So 2-0 to Serena de Gale. Pitch up for ball three. So 3-0. It's Millie Atkinson waiting on deck. She will represent a possible tying run should she be able to get on base. Ball four, so it will be a walk to Serena de Gale. So we will have loaded bases for Millie Atkinson. She will represent the tying run for now. Conditions becoming tough now with a slippery ball. Down in the dirt for ball one for Millie Atkinson. Looking to add to her 5 walks for the season. Ducking out of the way of that one, not wanting to take that one. Been a bases loaded hit by pitch, putting the tying run on base. Too much time to get out of the way of that one. That's ball two. Atkinson drives that one up the middle to the shortstop. Very slow in getting there. She will be called out at second, Serena de Gale. So it is a fielder's choice. It is an RBI. Indiana Brown crosses the plate. That ball took an eternity to get to the shortstop, Kira King. But she picks it up. Underhand toss to the second base, Maddie Mumford. And that's the second out of the inning. Does bring up Lenny Ward. Does have 2 BIs to her name tonight. Knocked in Manly's first 2 runs. It's now a 7-4 ball game. 2 out here in the bottom of the second. Millie Atkinson takes off and takes second base. One ball, no strikes to Lenny Ward. It's in there to strike one. 1-1. Two out here, bottom of the second. Inside for ball two, jumping out of the way of it. So 2-1 to Lenny Ward. Punches that one right side, but fouled out of play. 2-2 the count now. Did hit a 3-2 pitch in her last at bat to knock in 2 runs. Can she pull off a similar result here? In there, pops it up. Fly ball. No Newman after it, but lets it bounce foul. Just falling in front of the Macarthur pitcher. Would have been the third out of the inning. Good piece of hitting by Lenny Ward. Gives her a chance to see another pitch. Knocking another 2 runs for the Eagles. The rain's still falling though, ever so lightly. That pitch is in there for strike 3. Lenny Ward backs away from it, but it drops in. And it is the third out here in the bottom of the second. They only get a couple, but they still trail 7-4 on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. So pitching change for the Eagles on the mound now, Millie Atkinson, and it looks like Steve Green's just asking for a right fielder. So it's Millie Atkinson on the mound. Moving in from left field, Kiara DeGale goes out for left field, so straight swap. Indiana Brown at second base. Lydia Clark at shortstop. Hannah Vaughan at third, Serena DeGale at first. Sorry, Hannah Vaughan at third, Serena DeGale at first. And Haley Gledhill in centre field, and Lenny Ward still behind the plate. Nearly trailing 7-4 here. The rain's still hovering around. So we do have now a 7-4 result as it currently stands. Should we have any more interference by the rain? It was a 2-0 result in Manly's favour at the first rain delay, given that the second inning wasn't completed. But now that inning is in the books, and that is strike 3 for the lead-off. So great start by Millie Atkinson. Just needs to hold a composure on the mound here and get the couple of quick outs that the Manly side need, and then go out and score the runs that they need to win this ball game. Lead, it's Paige Bates hitting now. No numbers on the lineup that I was given pre-game. We've got the tennis going on one side. Kyrgios leading 6-4, 6-4.
Down 6-3.
And now down 6-3 in the third. The strike 1 there by Paige Bates. Just as Andrew Logue says he's serving well, he drops his serve. He loses the third set. So Paige Bates down 0-2. And Bates, soft little ground ball back to the mound. Millie Atkinson picks it up, fires over to Serena DeGale at first, makes the out on the stretch, and that is the second out of this top of the third inning. And that was Rhea Mason, the previous hitter. So now we have Paige Bates hitting. Big opportunity here for the Eagles, trailing by 3 runs in the top of the third. And it's strike 1 on Paige Bates. That pitch just down in the dirt for ball 1, so 1 ball and a strike. Andrew Logue very devastated after the live stream of the game he was watching. Drops offline. A pitch in there for strike 2. So ball and 2 strikes now.
I know what you're on about, like almost in this
Millie
game.
Atkinson doing her best to put up a 0 here. In there for strike 3, so a 1-2-3 inning for Millie Atkinson. We're going to head to the bottom of the third, Manly trailing 7-3 when we return. 7-4 here, bottom of the third, and what will more than likely be our final inning here at Aquatic Ballpark. Hannah Vaughan's going to lead things off. Jay and Newman back out for her third inning of work. Did have a 25-minute rain delay in this game. Millie Atkinson with a huge top of the third 1-2-3 inning to keep Manly in this ball game. They'll need 4 to win this game, 3 for the tie. But it's the 4 that they want for the W and to keep their finals aspirations alive as they head to the final 2 weeks of the season. Manly will be back in action here at Aquatic next Friday night against the Kellyville Phillies, who are also battling for a finals position. And then the last round of the year, they head to the Sutherland Shire to take on the Cronulla Sharks, probably the longest road trip of the season. That just misses Hannah Vaughan in the foot. We'll have to teach her how to wear it in the feet. Just getting out of the way of that one in time. Down in Melbourne, it's the ABL Championship game. A truncated version of the truncated version. With the new restrictions down there, they have just gone to a one-and-done playoff game. And it's currently Perth beating Melbourne 6-1 in the 6th inning. 1-2. Or 2-2 now. The count to Hannah Vaughan.
Tennis just got no spectators at this.
Swings and misses that one. Jay Newman gets a very big first out. And I'll bring up Kiara to Gale. One out here in the bottom of the third inning. That's going to be in there for strike one.
It looks like it's low.
That's a great rally.
All 3 strikes is cool. They're going to come back on you.
So that pitch is in there for ball one. One and one for Kiara to Gale. Manly chasing at least 3 for a tie here. It's in there for ball 2. Good patience shown by Gale. The Gale family were up here earlier, but went home once the rain started. So 2-1 to Kiara to Gale. Swings and misses of that one. Slow swing. Started a bit early and couldn't slow it down. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Gale batting 381 on the season, 8 hits from 21 at bats. Is that hit number 9? No, it's going to be pulled foul. 8 for 21, 10 runs scored, 2 doubles, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. Another 2-2 for Kiara to Gale. We're going to get herself on base. Down for ball 3, so it fills the count up at 3-2. Amy Glenhill waiting on deck. On the top of the order, Indiana Brown behind her. Now it's Kiara to Gale. 3-2. Down for ball 4. Throws the bat away. Makes her way up to first base, so good at bat. Worked her way back. Picked herself up a very handy walk. Bring up Hayley Gledhill. Struck out in her only at bat tonight. Yara doesn't wait long at first. She moves up to second. Scoring position now, but of little relevance at the moment. Still trailing by 3. Need a few more base runners on base. Hayley Gledhill looking to be the next one of those. Down the dirt for ball 2. Good patience by Gledhill. And he's sitting in 7th position with 4 wins, 1 draw and 6 losses. Pitch in there for strike 1, 2 balls and a strike. So a win here, very important in the scheme of things. They do have a game up their sleeve against Blacktown Black, who are sitting in that 4th position. That game will be played here at Aquatic next Wednesday night, followed by the game against Kellyville here on Friday night. Swings and misses at strike 2.
Foul. Was a foul.
Fouls it off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They need to play 2 teams that are in the current top 4 standings, and the Kellyville Phillies, who are 1 game ahead of them. It starts here. And from the Macarthur side, trailing 7-4. 1 out. Hayley Gledhill with a 2-2 count. Too high for ball 3. Macarthur going down to Blacktown last week, 10-7. Gales takes the lead at second, takes off the third. Swing and miss by Gledhill. He's in there for strike 3. Gledhill's down on strikes. The Gale comes around and scores on the throwing error by the catcher, Renee Blight. But it is a second out. Running out for the Eagles. It is now 2 out. But it does turn the lineup over to Manly's starting pitcher, Indiana Brown. And we'll see a quick call of time out of the dugout, and we're going to have pitching change by the looks of things. Madison Mumford looks like she's the one being pointed at there.
1-9, 9-4, 4-1.
Yeah, so Jay Newman will go into right field. The right fielder, Paige Bates, will come into play second base. Madison Mumford will come from second base to the mound to get the final out of this inning. So whilst Madison warms up, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the action. So Indiana Brown against her former teammate Madison Mumford. Swings and misses at strike one.
She goes straight to her off speed. Straight to her off speed.
Mumford with 16 and 2/3 inning of work, sharing the workload with Jay and Newman. Swings and misses, fouls that one off. Looks like we've got umpire and catcher there. So 2 strikes, merely down to their last strike here, trailing 7-5. Nine hits given up by Mumford, 39 runs, 32 of them earned, 42 walks, 21 strikes. Hanley looking to hopefully add to that walk column up there for ball one. So 1 ball and no strikes. Does have an opponent's batting average of only 150 though, so doesn't give up a lot of hits. But it's the 42 walks that are worrying. That could play into Manly's hands here as we bat with 2 out in the last. That pitch up for ball 2. 2-2. Steve Raymond has a low zone tonight, so that pitch was able to be laid off with. Count now 2-2. Lifts that one up into the air. The catcher running back for it, but it will get out of reach. Renee Bly not able to get back to it. Olivia Baker waiting on deck. Another chance for Indiana Brown to get herself on base. Kyrgios dancing around the court. 1-1 on the 4th. 2-2 to Brown. That pitch well and truly out of the zone, so feels the count up. 3-2. Pressure pitch here for both sides of the diamond. Melbourne now up 9-1 against Perth. And that is ball 4. So Indiana Brown manages to work all the way back from 0-2 and draw the 2-out walk. And it will bring up Olivia Baker.
First time ever.
Takes that pitch down the dirt for ball 1.
What are you standing in the basement? Get off.
Pitch getting behind Olivia Baker. Almost left the periscope up. Would have been interesting to see what would have happened if the ball made contact, but misses the bat on this occasion. 2 balls and no strikes. Indiana Brown still standing at second base. And now she's off to second as the pitch comes in. Pitch is out wide, second base, but controlled by Kira King coming across in front of the base. 3-0 to Olivia Baker. She will represent the tying run if she can get herself on base. Sarita DeGale waiting on deck. Up and away for ball 4, so it's a 4-pitch walk from Madison Mumford. Tying run now on base for the Manly Eagles. And it will bring up Serena DeGale.
Yeah. Let's go right centre. That's me. Just go right centre. Second one's safe. Great aims. It's been there all night. No, that's your stuff. Right.
In there for strike one. Addison Mumford finds his own on this occasion. Runners take their leads. Ball one, a whopping away. Very cautious on the base paths. Don't want to run themselves into a third out. Ball and a strike now for Serena de Gale. Up there for ball two. Nothing being caught higher by Steve Green tonight. As I mentioned, it's a very low zone. So 2-1 now for Manly's first base. In for ball three. So
The first one she did nothing. She kind of just
Serena de Gale in control of this one in a good hitting count. Options on the left side of the diamond forward to drive the ball through. And it is ball four, almost hitting Serena de Gale. So we do have loaded bases here. We will have another visit from the Macarthur coach with Millie Atkinson now coming up to the box. Before that, we will have a visit, so we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with Millie Atkinson. So Madison Mumford, job to do here for the Macarthur Orioles. Millie Atkinson with the job to do for the Manly Eagles. Serena de Gale is the winning run. Runners taking their lead on the bases. A pitch down in the dirt for ball one. That ball fouled off. 1-1 for Millie Atkinson. Looking to at least drive in Indiana Brown. If she can get it far enough into the outfield, Olivia Baker should tie the game. In there for strike two on the inside corner. So Millie Atkinson now down a ball and two strikes. Only down to their last strike. A pitch away and in the dirt, and will allow Indiana Brown to score. Winning run now in the form of Serena de Gale moves up to second base. A tying run now stands at third base. And we're now a pass ball or a wild pitch away from this game being tied. Millie Atkinson takes ball two down in the dirt. A 2-2 count to the Manly pitcher. Started in left field. Came on and shut down Macarthur in the top of the third. And she now has the opportunity to drive in Serena de Gale from second base to win this ball game. Ball three, down and away, so full count. 4-4-1 hurt Macarthur here. The first base open, it is an option. Lenny Ward waiting on deck. She's already driven in two tonight. Four outside. Millie Atkinson draws the walk, so she will load the bases. And it will bring up Lenny Ward. Mike O'Neill just offering her some words of wisdom before she steps up to the box.
Patience. Patience, Lenny. Patience. Yeah. Don't go swing
Plenty of coaching from up on the balcony. That's in there for strike one.
That's all right. That's the 25.
First time she's faced Madison Mumford tonight. Takes strike one. Get a gauge of the pitch. Serena the Gale standing at second. Very healthy lead. Swings. Fouls that one off. Out of play. Manly down to their last strike again now. So 0-2 for Lenny Ward. Fires it in from Madison Mumford, but misses high. Maybe trying to get a false swing out of Lenny Ward, but she's up to the challenge. Holds herself back.
Go, Lenny. Patience now.
Pitch misses away. Ball two. Some very nervous people around the ballpark here. Manly needing 2 runs for the win. Macarthur needing 1 more strike. That's up there. Steve Green balked that one. Almost pulled the trigger. But that right arm stayed attached to the hip. We now have ball 3. 2 strikes, full count. 2 out. Runners will be going on the pitch. Madison Mumford now with the pitch. It's in there for strike 3. Lenny Ward couldn't pull the trigger. And Macarthur are going to escape with the 7-6 victory. In this rain-affected game, it came down to the very last pitch. J.N. Newman will pick up the victory. She pitched well enough to keep Manly to only 6 runs. It was the second inning where Manly lost the game, giving up the 7 runs. They scored 2 in the first, and then 2 in the second, and then another 2 there in the third, but just falling 1 run short from sneaking out a draw. And it's another close loss for the Manly Eagles here at Aquatic Ballpark. Big thank you to everyone tuning in, especially through the rain delay. We'll be back here next Friday. We won't be doing the game on Wednesday, but we will be here Friday. So we look forward to having you join us then. Big thank you to Andrew Logue. But for tonight, good night.